Is there anything better than an epic animated battle? Sure, live action fight scenes are cool, but with animation the possibilities are endless. Whether the fights are fun or fierce or just plain fantastic, they can make an okay episode into something truly memorable. Hi everyone, my name is Tim, and today on Channel Frederator we're counting down 10 fantastic cartoon fights that we could watch over and over. Since anime is usually considered distinct from cartoons, we're keeping it out of this list, but we totally like anime fights too. This doesn't mean that we hate them. And so without further ado, here are our favorite cartoon fights. Number 10, Homer Simpson versus Drederick Tatum in The Homer They Fall. When Homer finds out he has a medical condition that allows him to take a substantial amount of blows to the head without feeling a thing, Moe, a former boxer, becomes his manager to make them some cash. Homer gathers a few easy wins and rises through the amateur ranks, but then faces off against heavyweight champion Drederick Tatum. It's hard to watch Homer get pummeled by Tatum, who's based on real-life boxer Mike Tyson, but Moe swooping in on a paraglider to pluck him to safety makes this one a fun classic. Number 9, from Star Wars The Clone Wars, ObiWan versus Darth Maul versus Death Watch versus the Emperor versus it's everybody. Everybody fights in this episode. The conclusion of the Darth Maul Death Watch storyline, the Lawless, went big, really big. Darth Maul's taken over leadership of Death Watch, and though the Jedi can't officially interfere, Obi-Wan Kenobi travels to Mandalore to rescue Satine, who's his love interest, which makes no sense because Obi-Wan should not have a love interest. It's against the Jedi code. This intense and ultimately brutal episode is a Star Wars fan's dream come true. There's squads of Mandalorians fighting each other, which by itself I'd probably put on this list. I really like Mandalorians, you guys. And while all of this action is going on, it's set against a backdrop of Mandalore burning, showing us that no matter what the outcome of the fight is, this planet loses. Look at this scene of a door opening in front of Obi-Wan, just revealing untold devastation. It's beautiful action, sure, but its juxtaposition with the horrors of war send it over the top. Just what we want from an epic fight scene. Number 8, the Powerpuff Girls versus the Rowdy Rough Boys. In this battle of the sexes, Mojo Jojo creates the ultimate weapons against the Powerpuff Girls, boy equivalents. Enter Brick, Boomer, and Butch, the Rowdy Rough Boys. Both trios pack a powerful punch, but the Rowdy Rough Boys have one distinct advantage: their complete and utter disregard for property damage and the safety of local citizens. When regular fighting doesn't work against the boys, the girls use a craftier approach. The flirting over fisticuff plan works like a charm, and the boys are confused long enough for the girls to plant kisses on each of their cheek. It's death by cooties. It's a neat scene because we see the girls hold their own in an actual fight, but then gain the upper hand by subverting the normal expectations of a fight. The Rowdy Rough Boys explode in horror and disgust, and once again the day is saved thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. Number 7, Tom vs. Jerry in Mouse Cleaning. There are plenty of fights to choose from between Tom and Jerry, but mouse cleaning is Tom and Jerry at their best. Mammy Two Shoes threatens to kick Tom out of the house if he makes another mess, and Jerry seizes on this opportunity to take down his nemesis once and for all. From ashes to food to ink, Jerry uses every messy tool possible to send Tom into a tizzy, and it's hilarious to watch. He doesn't waste a second finding new ways to torture Tom and revel in it. Seriously, isn't he supposed to be the victim in these cartoons? It's not a fight in the traditional sense, but this battle of wits and dexterity is one that will probably be remembered for a long time. Try to block out that moment at the end where Tom is in blackface. That's a reason we shouldn't remember this episode. Man, it's not even a little bit subtle. Number 6, Peter Griffin versus the Chicken. Sometimes a silly fight is just as good as a serious one. If we want to get technical, Peter has been through 5 violent altercations with Ernie the Giant Chicken. What began as a simple misunderstanding over an expired coupon grew into a battle royale between man and bird. The 4th and longest, most intricate fight of the series is easily the best. It goes on for 5 whole minutes and has Peter and the Chicken going back in time, visiting a cloning lab, and then launching into space where they pummel each other in zero gravity. It's so ridiculous you can't take your eyes off it. Number 5, Flame Princess versus the Ice King. There are a lot of fun fight scenes in Adventure Time, but our favorite fight scene is from the episode Frost and Fire. A fight between Ice King and Flame Princess causes Finn to have a premonition dream. Finn becomes obsessed with the dream and wants to find out how it ends, so Jake tells him to make Flame Princess and Ice King fight again. It's a classic battle of 2 opposing elements with a lot of neat set pieces and visual style. What makes this so interesting though is that it's a fight entirely instigated by Finn, almost hurting innocent people and hurting his relationship with the Flame Princess. It's a neat fight, and it's even cooler seeing it paired up with Finn's internal conflict over forcing his girlfriend to fight. Number 4, Steven Universe and Connie Maheshwaran versus Pearl. Connie trains with Pearl to be a sword fighter, and it is awesome. But while Connie might be a natural fighter, Steven worries that she might be prepared to sacrifice too much. He's able to convince her that they work best as jam buds.
She's the strawberry,
and he's the biscuit.
Pearl is having none of it though, and sets up a fight of ideals. And holy crap, the fight here is gorgeous. The choreography is amazing, and we see the level of cooperation in Steven and Connie in the most beautiful spin move ever. Everything here is amazing. Also, with Connie now wielding Rose's sword and Steven her shield, we can see a little glimpse of the power she probably had and the warrior she was. Number 3, Wonder Woman versus other Lady Leaguers. People do crazy things when they need money. Secret Society member Roulette is low on cash and arranges a fight against superheroines. Oh, and they're all being mind controlled. Huntress, Black Canary, Vixen, and Hawkgirl manage to break free of their control just in time to face off against their next opponent. Hello, Wonder Woman. Watching the 4 women do battle with the League's #1 warrior is a sight to be seen. Every impact in this fight just feels brutal. While Vixen and Hawkgirl keep Wonder Woman busy, Canary and Huntress break off and fight their way through a casino of henchmen, taking down Roulette and her #2, then stopping the mind control device, because all of that is easier than fighting Wonder Woman. Sure, you can say they just don't want to hurt their dear friend, but it's not like they were winning against her when it was 4-on-1. And seriously, Hawkgirl trying to break out of the cage doesn't look like it's strategic, it just looks really desperate. Number 2, Jack versus the Scotsman in Samurai Jack. This fight still makes me laugh out loud. Jack is in a hurry to cross a bridge, and so is the Scotsman. Discussion on their predicament turns into a debate, which turns into a petty insult, which turns into a full-scale battle that rages for an entire day. It's rare for Jack to meet his equal in the series, so it's already special, but it's just so funny to watch them fight for so long because neither refuses to waste a few minutes walking back across the bridge. Also, the Scotsman's dialogue is all gold. His string of insults seriously goes on for something like 20 seconds. And finally, later in the episode, we get to see them working together, cutting up robots as unlikely friends. Number 1, Batman vs. Superman from The Dark Knight Returns 2. One of the classic fight debates of comic book fans everywhere took place in The Dark Knight Returns 2, and it doesn't pull any punches. Using gadgets and awareness of his surroundings, Batman is able to create a lot of advantages, and Superman just shrugs them off like the nigh unstoppable demigod he is. You don't get the impression that these two are friends, or even heroes really. I'm sure the conclusion of this fight will upset a lot of people, but it also comes with one of the best quotes said by a superhero.
In all the years to come, in your most private moments, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Thanks for watching Tooned Up, your home for everything you ever wanted to know about your favorite cartoons. In the comments, let us know what some of your favorite cartoon fights are. Also, feel free to tell us whether you think Batman or Superman would win. You'll probably do that anyway, I don't need to tell you to do that. And remember, Frederator loves you.